Good evening and thank you for joining us. Well, the City of Vancouver is still on strike tonight, but just barely. As expected, the inside workers accepted the deal put forward by the mediator by a large margin. The library workers were on the opposite end of the scale, soundly rejecting those recommendations. But the biggest surprise was the result of the outside workers' vote. More than half of CUPE 1004 workers voted to accept the deal and return to work. But as Catherine Urquhart reports, because CUPE 1004 requires a two-thirds majority, the deal is dead, and Vancouver's garbage isn't going anywhere.
It was the first of 3 press conferences held by CUPE locals. Following 82 days on strike, they announced results of their separate votes on mediator Brian Foley's recommendations. Inside workers declared they accepted the offer.
Nearly 2,000 of our members voted, which is one of the highest ratification votes that I can remember since I've been active in this union. So the vote result is clearly a true reflection of the membership and the membership's review of the issues.
Soon after, library workers announced they had rejected the recommendations. Outside workers also said no.
So the message tonight for our members is that 78.1% of our membership rejected Brian Foley's recommendation.
This is not about money. This is obviously about the language and the terms on here that we have expressed concern about.
Here's how the voting broke down. Local 15, the inside workers, voted 73% in favor of Foley's recommendations. Local 391, the library workers, rejected the offer by more than 78%. And while 57% of Local 1004's outside workers voted for the deal, that fell short of the required two-thirds majority needed to accept a mediator's recommendations.
And so, I mean, yeah, you can call it close, but, you know, ultimately there is some issues that need to be worked out. Whether or not, Mr. Foley, I mean, they are small and they need to be worked out.
At City Hall, vote results were acknowledged, but City spokesperson Jerry Dobrovolny said no new negotiations were planned and added the city needs to study the situation.
It's disappointing that 1004 and 391 have chosen not to accept that compromise, and the city will now have to decide what the next steps will be.
Okay. City Council will vote Wednesday on whether to ratify the deal accepted by inside workers. As for when they'll return to work, it may happen as early as Thursday. But that could change, as Local 15 says its workers will respect any picket lines erected by those city employees still on strike.